Hey everybody, it's Meiko Martin from www.bizbuzzin.com. Wow, this is day number 9 of my 21-day video challenge. I can't believe I'm still here. But that kind of takes me to the topic of today's challenge. And the question we were asked is, what do you do when you want to quit? Well, I think back to many years ago when I was younger, in my early 20s and maybe a little earlier, when I had some responsibilities and I wasn't always so great at keeping my commitments. Back then, I would kind of um, shirk them off and run away from them, and there were a lot of unkept promises. I never really felt good because of that. I always felt like I was kind of failing somebody when I did that, and I certainly wasn't making any accomplishments by doing that. So there weren't really any benefits for acting that way. As I got a little bit older, I started taking more responsibility. Number one, I wanted to improve my credit rating, so I, wanted to make sure that I paid all my bills on time and paid it, at least the minimum. And actually, I was always trying to pay a little bit more and trying to get my credit rating up. I started going back to school a little bit and, working hard on my classes. I was getting A's and everything, and, just part-time classes. I was working several different jobs plus a full-time job while I was going to class, so I had to stick through it. I was making a lot of extra money and trying to catch up on all the bad stuff that I had done when I was earlier, all the bills that had piled up, and trying to make myself in a better position. I want to bring up my sister because my sister struggled for over 30 years, for a very, very long time. She struggled financially. She had lupus. She had rheumatoid arthritis, which came from the lupus. And she also had, a lot of struggles with keeping a job. Um, and at one point, she went 2 years without being able to get a job. And she finally did get her last position, and she was there for a little over 2 years, and then they terminated her. Well, by that point, she was ready to go on Social Security, so she was able to start that. She put in some applications for some senior living homes for people with fixed incomes, and everything was starting to look really good. Now, during all these struggles, her son had a child, and she became very, very close to her granddaughter. Her name is Sakura, and that was the light of her life. Actually, both of her son um, and her granddaughter were the light of her life, and she basically revolved everything around them. Um, Unfortunately, one day she had a discussion with her son about responsibility because he was pretty much going through what I went through when I was younger. And I don't know if my sister ever went through that when she was younger because of our age difference. I wasn't at home during that time with my sister, but I know that her son was going through struggles financially, and she was helping him out, and she really wasn't in a position to help him out. And I told her, you have to stand up at this point because he's 39 years old and he needs to take responsibility. So she decided to have a talk with him, and because she felt that way as well. And unfortunately, he took it in a very bad way and decided that he was going to cut her out of his life completely. He cut her out of social media, wouldn't answer her phone calls, wouldn't respond to her emails, just cut her out completely. Well, like I said, he and his daughter were the light of her life. And my sister lost that light. On July 4th, we found my sister. She had been dead for about 6 days. And sadly, no one was there for her within those last few minutes. And it's very sad that my sister was just starting really to get her life in order. She was going to be comfortable, and after all these years of struggle, she was that close to having a much more comfortable life. Whenever I feel like quitting, I think about my sister Donna, and I'm grateful that I'm not alone. I have a great circle of friends, and I have my church, and I have a lot of people that really care for me. But that's not really the important part. What I have come to realize is that you cannot depend on other people for your own life sustainability. You have to depend on yourself, because you're the only one that can make your life worth living. And if you don't do that, then you could end up like my sister did, feeling like there's nothing worthy in her life. So I have a quote from a favorite old TV show that I'd like to share with you. It's my favorite TV show was Family Matters. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. If you're a baby boomer like me, I'm sure that you've seen it. And it goes like this. If you're going to achieve anything, you've got to stick with something. So, I hope that helps you, and I hope you stick with me through the rest of my journey on my 21-day video challenge. Thank you very much. Bye.